Yesterday we said that we were going to take your questions. I also asked on Instagram, and I pulled a couple of them. We're going to pull a couple at random, too, and we're going to try and mash this out as efficiently as we can. You guys seem to like having Audrey on the daily grind, so I know.
One thing we got to get better at,
What?
whenever we're answering questions, is being efficient.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to work on that. I know I need to work on that specifically.
We're long-winded.
So I will make sure that I am brief in my responses, and of course, obviously, I'm sure your feedback is wanted as well.
I saw a really good one from David, whom I love. He's like my favorite person ever. So
our friend in Florida, David?
David. Okay,
David,
so how do you hold each other accountable without feeling like you're nagging each other?
That is a very, very good question. And like the one thing I'll say on that subject, because I feel like this is probably something that's a little bit more in your area of expertise, right? Like, do you agree with that?
No, I feel like it's on either, because I don't want to feel like I'm nagging you, and I don't want to feel nagged.
Sure.
So I feel like it's on both.
I think an thing you have to accept at the onset, if you're going to be working with a spouse or a partner that's in the same household as you, or you guys are married or dating or anything like that, is that the relationship always takes precedence over the business.
Okay.
So even if there's a questionable decision that your partner is making,
Yep.
I don't want to say you have to bury it, but you have to like trust that the individual is making the right decision for themselves.
And what if they have a bad habit that you don't like? Depends on if it's hurting their health or not, I guess. But if you're trying to like encourage them to be healthy, I mean, you don't want to like nag them to be healthy. So one thing that I know to do with you, and I've done this with working out, like you used to be like a gym rat.
Right.
And then I wanted you to work out from home and at least try working out from home.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I just included you in what I was doing as best as I could. And then in terms of eating, I cooked for you. So I feel like that anytime that I cook.
Okay, so that's how you're perceiving this question. More so from, I'm thinking more of the angle, like, because I know David.
Yeah.
You know David, and
Yeah.
you know that he and his spouse work together.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking more it's along the lines of like,
If there's a
we work together, how do we make that work without me being like, hey, clean this, or turning it into like a bit of a confrontational relationship.
Or like a honey-do list.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the best feedback I can give from that perspective is divide and conquer.
Always.
First and foremost. You have your responsibilities and they have their responsibilities, and from that point forward, don't meddle. And like as long as you're helping.
That took us a lot of years to figure out.
And I feel like we're pretty good at it. Sometimes we revert back to meddling, but most of the time we don't meddle in each other's business, and I think that's extremely vital. Even if things aren't moving as fast as you want them to, you accept that. If I call you out constantly for doing this, then it's a hindrance on our relationship.
Yes. Oh, so that's what you're saying. The relationship takes priority.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Did I say that correctly?
I feel like we covered a lot in one thing. But there was another question that I feel like that kind of goes into it. How do you... where was it? What are your individual strengths that allow you to be entrepreneurs together? And that ties into it because I was thinking that like we each have our... You have a fluff.
Thank you.
We each have our own strengths, and that's how we divide and conquer. Like, we figured that out early on, that you're really good at XYZ, I'm really good at XYZ. Own that, and then don't dabble in each other's stuff.
Even further to that, if you're not complementary to one another, from a business perspective or from like a collaborative project perspective, then don't collaborate. Like, if I was a very...
I thought you meant complimentary, like say compliments.
No, complimentary as in like my personality complements yours. And like, for example, if you're both like diehard, like artistic and have a very strong artistic opinion, both of you, then you're going to butt heads.
But one could be more entrepreneurial than the other.
I think that's very much the case with you and me, right? Like I'm kind of like an entrepreneur manager and you're like an artist that just wants to see their things come to fruition. So it's easy for us to divide and conquer because we're complementary personalities and my left brain complements your right brain. Yeah. But if you're both like right brain dominant, meaning you're both very artistic and very creative, then maybe you should be like creating your own entities and working on your own projects.
Separately.
Yes. Otherwise, create a list of tasks and identify who's the best to execute them. I was being quick. I'm sorry.
I'm really excited about the next question.
Okay, what's the next question?
What is your favorite thing about each other?
Oh, my goodness.
I know mine for you.
Where to start, Angie? Where to start?
Where to start? Oh, one tip I was going to give on the last question. We went through Enneagrams together on day, I mean, I don't even know what day.
Oh gosh, that's super helpful.
But if you know the other person's Enneagram, like I am a clear-cut Ruby and a 3. Tell me I'm pretty and feed me food. Oh my God, I'll love you forever.
It's that simple, huh?
That's what it says on my cuppy. Feed me and tell me I'm pretty.
Got it.
Like that's literally it.
I feel like that applies to everybody.
No, but a compliment for me goes a long way.
Okay.
Like if
cool.
you butter me up, we're good to go. So
you go first.
Okay. So my favorite trait about you is that you have an insane amount of willpower. Like when you say you're going to do something, you're relentless, tenacious, but your work ethic is like I've never seen anybody work ethic like you. Like you could take on the job of like 3 people.
Okay. I'll take it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For you, it depends what like we're looking at. From your personality standpoint, like you got a good sense of humor.
You think I'm funny?
I didn't say that. No. By the way, this is funny.
I love when you guys laugh at my jokes. By the way, it's like the best thing, and it drives him crazy because he's like, don't let her know that she's funny because she's gonna think she's funny, and it's a problem.
No, here's a funny anecdote. A guy who considers a girl to have a good sense of humor is because she laughs at his jokes, and a girl who thinks a guy has a good sense of humor is because he's funny. That's what I read somewhere.
Oh.
So, but I do think you have a great sense of humor. I like your personality in many ways. I think you're super smart, and you're like a dog on a bone when it comes to like accomplishing goals. And from like a partner standpoint, that's something I really love and respect about you.
Tenacious is what someone called me the other day.
And I think that's completely
a random
fair.
DM. I think it was because with the pool, and someone said, "Just so you know, you're the most tenacious person I've ever seen." And I was like,
don't get me
"Thank you."
wrong. Sometimes it's like, okay,
It's
can you let it
annoying.
go?
It drives him crazy.
But at the end of the day,
You wanna say hi?
it's always something I really appreciate.
And the favorite part about Carl is he brings us so much love.
He does.
Okay,
He
let's
does his
keep
best.
going. Let's
Yep,
keep going.
keep it
Let's
going.
keep going. Oh, how do you guys handle fights? Do you not talk for a whole day, or do you talk it out after?
We usually need time, I think, to cool off. And like to be clear, like I don't think we get into many fights. We
No.
get into like debates
Like
and
heated-
arguments, and sometimes they're heated for sure. But we're not necessarily like throwing insults or you're hurling
No.
insults at each other. We're debating a topic that we believe in. So
We're both,
I would say
you always say that we're both two very passionate people. So obviously we're not going to have a conversation if it's heated. That's like, well, honey, I think that like it's just not going to go down that way. It's just not.
I feel like I'm closer to that than you are. Like you get very, very animated sometimes, but generally I think like we come to a conclusion quickly. There's like we don't.
I would say the thing is too, that's a product of being together for such a long time. Also that we don't draw it out.
No, but although I'm a believer in going to bed angry and you're not.
No, because
I think sometimes you just need to sleep it off, and the next morning you feel 10
can
times
talk about
better,
it during coffee.
much more rationally.
Oh, can you give the tip that you learned from my dad about the restaurant thing? We used that before, like when it. Remember?
Was that your dad that gave that tip? I thought that was just something I came.
Well,
up with
you can
myself.
come up with it too.
No, I think if you're having a debate about something and you see that it's getting heated, then go out somewhere in public. Go to a restaurant, go for a walk, do something that involves being out in public, because you can speak things out much more rationally that way, because you're not going to raise your voice. You're not going to hurl insults at each other. And though there may be a few quiet moments while you're sipping on your wine or whatever, at the very end of the meal, before you leave, you make it a conscious decision that you're going to come to a resolution.
The other tip that we used to always do this more, and maybe we should do it today because, well, I mean, we're not heated, but just working towards goals together as a couple, we often go for walks because you're both walking in the same direction and you're like in movement as you're talking. So it's like a really good activity to do as a couple that doesn't involve stuffing your face or going to a theater or having your face in your phone. Like, your phone is away, you're having a productive conversation, you're both in a forward-moving motion. And I feel like that's something really cool.
There was an American president that actively went through negotiations that way. Like, he would say, let's go for a walk around the property.
Don't get political.
No, I'm not saying politically. I'm just saying there was
kidding,
once upon a time an American president. I want to say it was Bill Clinton, but I could be
Oh,
wrong.
here we go.
No, I'm not going there. I'm just saying he used to take
No matter what you do,
whatever,
you say a
walk.
word and then it's like...
They would go for a walk because
Kidding.
it's just common. It's just a friendly way to work
to
things
move
out.
forward. So do you want to leave this with any last thoughts?
I feel like I did last thoughts. You do last thoughts.
So my parting thoughts on this, and this is going to be your last daily grind until, because we're coming to the end of this.
It's true, we are.
My goodness. So my thoughts on this is divide and conquer. Let the other person be who they are. Love. That's a tip too, is like, remember what you love about that person. Like, I think as time goes on, like, novelty factor can wear off and you've got to remember why you fell in love with each other. And I think that that's so important. Like, divide and conquer and let that person own what you love most about them and what makes that person so special and why you fell in love with them. So stop getting into each other's stuff in the worst way and love what is so great about that person said and let them shine with that.
Wow. Boom. If you like this video.
Oh my gosh, I can't. If you guys enjoyed having Andre on, definitely pop a thumbs up because he'll be on live with me watching this so he can see like the thumbs up button go.
Maybe I'll log on as myself.
Do you even have, I thought about this the other day. You've never commented or subscribed to me because you don't have a Gmail account, do you? Do you have your own like separate YouTube when you do your workouts and you listen to your music?
But it's like a friendly one. Like it's me and a couple friends who share one for like our YouTube premium account.
So nice.
I know.
You can just tell them he got YouTube premium for his friends that he works out with so they can all have premium music. That's so nice. That's the other thing I love about you. That can I just end with that? That is something that I love about Andre because I don't ever see you and I'm gonna say my dad again because I mean, ladies, find someone that's as nice as your dad if you have a good dad. Yeah, but you and my dad are like both of you are gonna get to the pearly gates and like they're gonna be like VIP line this way.
Nice.
But you are one of the only people that hold the door for women. And men, like you hold the door for everybody. You're so chivalrous.
Really is the little things,
you have like the biggest heart. Like you'll like the little like you got the YouTube premium for your friend, and you hold the door for people. You have like the biggest heart on the planet. You're so nice. And when people knock on our door to sell us stuff, you'll hear them out in their sales pitch. You're very nice. You're a kinder person than I am. Let's just say that.
Well, I appreciate the kind words.
Feed me and tell me I'm pretty.
All right, let's shut her down. This is too much. You're making me blush.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for allowing us to have a space for real talk. And make sure that you guys subscribe, because duh. And we only have a few days left, so
sure, it's almost over.
Go enjoy. And hopefully you guys liked my DIY video because I had too much fun doing that.
That's good. You should do more of it.
I know. Do the things that fuel you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Bye, dudes. Well, tomorrow. Bye, guys. I can't. No. Bye, guys.
Let's go.